This hour of the CHEO Telethon is brought to you by Modern Niagara, transforming ideas into world-class physical spaces.
Welcome back to the CHEO Telethon. We are in the final hour with our most compelling stories of heroic kids, their families, and the CHEO staff who do extraordinary things.
In the next hour, you will meet Parker, whose successful surgery for cancer allows him to lead a healthy and active life.
It is your donations that allow all of this remarkable care to continue. That's why we're here right now.
And your generosity continues here this afternoon.
Let's go to our phone bank. It's back, of course, and they're ready to take your donations.
Also in this hour, we're going to go back to Jackie Perez, who's given us a lovely inside look at some of what happens at CHEO. But Matt and Steph are sort of getting all the wardrobe awards today. They're getting a lot of attention based on their very unique Canadian look today.
And energy, huge energy.
Come on, Graham and Patricia. Yes, I know. Both of you are part of the band. We have agreed upon that.
Yes, and we have another member of the band.
We have another member. Graphics guru extraordinaire, Don McLean, is here in his, Sean, let's show him off, in his Canadian tuxedo. So Don, member of the band, sing, do you play guitar, the bass, what can you do and bring to the band?
I'm just here to look pretty.
We need that too.
Everyone needs that.
We need that. We need that too. But thank you for being a part of our band in our Canadian tuxedo. Yeah. So Don's going to take off, and he's busy. He's hard at work, so we're going to let him go. We need you to be hard at work. Scan the QR code or give us a call right now.
And yeah, we need the total to look pretty as well, right? This is a 2-week crunch, and we're in our final hour. Back to the desk. Come on, let's raise some money.
Amazing. Great final hour it's going to be, and it's been wild in the Kids Zone.
Yeah,
it's been wild and great.
You've been hearing a little bit of it, I think, during the rest of the show as well, because they're actually playing and having fun, Melissa included.
That's right. We are having fun in the Kids Zone. It's a little bit quieter now. Some of the boys have left the Kids Zone for a little bit, but coming up, we are going to be meeting Everly and her aunt, her caregiver. Isn't she adorable? And we're actually going to learn about the Million Reasons Run, which Everly took part in this year, and how the new building at CHEO is actually going to benefit her coming up. So we're going to have all of that story and all of that details coming up in a few minutes. But right now, we're just going to continue to play a little basketball, a little Connect Four. We're trying to win, but you know what? It's really hard when the Connect Four is this large. It's really hard to get those 4 in a row, isn't it, Everly?
Yes, it is.
Back to the desk.
Yes, it is.
I love that. We want to calm it down a bit. Boys out.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Oh, yeah, it's great. The story of CHEO from its earliest days is about the tireless work of young moms of boys and girls. Graham.
Yes, without them back in the 1960s and early 70s, CHEO would never have happened. Rosietta is here to explain that. Rosie?
This is a fascinating fact. Young moms were the driving force behind CHEO. In the 1960s and early 70s, young moms worked with pediatricians to create a pediatric health center, and without them, CHEO would never have happened. That is a fascinating fact and a wonderful thing to know about the creation of CHEO. Back to the desk.
The ownership of it started before it was even built. Yes. Thanks to Rosie. We're honored in this final hour to be joined by Steve Reed, Chief Executive Officer of the CHEO Foundation.
The work of this foundation over the years, Steve, has improved the lives of children in immeasurable ways, of course. And
we're
you
so
know that
proud.
better than anyone.
Yeah, we're so proud of what we do, and I think that's why we love the telethon so much, is it gives us a chance to talk about some of the amazing families we run into and put a bit of a spotlight on the great work that takes place.
And whether it's small events, smaller barbecues, gatherings, fundraisers, or massive ones outside of the 2-week window, like the CN Cycle for CHEO, I'm always struck by, number one, the participation, and number two, how deeply felt, how people feel so strongly about the institution and about the foundation.
We're so very lucky to have support for all these different events that we do, and you're right, everybody we talk to, what I've always found is you don't have to talk to somebody for very long before you find a story, whether it's a family member, a neighbor, a colleague. So yeah, we're always touched by how generous the community is.
And Graham hinted there at something we're going to do a little bit differently here when we get to the end of the telethon. We're going to give you the total that was actually raised over these last couple of weeks and through the telethon itself. Often we've taken all those picnics, all those events, and we've given you a cumulative total, but this really gives you a sense of what's happening right here in this telethon window and how incredible your donations have been over these 2 weeks.
That's exactly right. So if you've watched the telethon over the years, you know that we've always put a bit of a showcase on the community support and the corporate support that we've received over the years. We've done check presentations. We brought people in to celebrate what they've done over the course of the whole year.
And it's a massive number.
It is a massive number, but what gets lost in that number sometimes is what happens this weekend and in this 2-week campaign where people are picking up the phone, they're going on to CHEOtelethon.com, they're making donations as a result of the work that we're doing here this weekend. So we want to put a spotlight on that, and that's what we'll do at the end.
So it is a change from previous years, and some people might see that number. It's going to be smaller than the yearly number, but the yearly number is still very strong. So we just wanted to tell people, and I'm glad you're doing it, that this change is actually a more, I would argue, accurate snapshot of the key 2-week period.
Yeah, and to be perfectly clear, there's, we still get all that other support that we used to showcase here at the telethon. In fact, it continues to grow, and it needs to every year because our demands continue to grow, of course, in what we're doing at CHEO and Roger Nielsen Children's Hospice and CHEO Research Institute. It's important that it does, but yeah, we're just trying to, I think, be a little bit more accurate about what this telethon is really doing to support us.
You know better than anyone exactly where those dollars go, whether it's those raised in these 2 weeks or throughout the rest of the year. What are you most excited about in terms of actual donor dollars being translated into something that has a real impact on families in this community?
Well, you're quite right, and I think what I always like to say is when a child and family come through the doors at CHEO, for whatever reason, just about every aspect of their care and treatment is either funded by or enhanced by the community donation. So it could be the programs that they run into, the people they run into, the equipment that's being used, the physical space, of course, that all that's housed in. So it is really, a hospital that's built by the community.
And the community came out in a huge way in torrential rain at CN Cycling.
Oh my goodness.
Sideways rain. And you had a record number of cyclists, and I was like, you're probably going to get half.
Graham said he wouldn't ride.
I wouldn't have ridden in
all
it,
these
and there were thousands of people. It was just an amazing day.
It really was amazing, and we were a little worried with the rain that maybe the volunteers wouldn't help us, and they were all there. And we thought maybe the riders wouldn't be there. They were all there, and it was just, in some ways, even more heartwarming than if it was a bright sunny day. So it was a great day.
It was a wonderful time. And just very quickly, I'm always struck by, as I talk to some of the parents here, who have just learned that some of what the care they're getting is actually provided by, they think it's the government. They think this is all covered. They don't realize how many of these donor dollars are actually key to what they're receiving.
That's right. And we work in a model where we're sharing with, it's a shared cost model with the government, but there's so much of what we do at CHEO, and quite often the things that people remember as the things that make CHEO, if you will, are things that are supported. You think of the music therapy and the child life, and those are the programs that really affect parents, whether having their kids attended to for their care and their treatment, and those are donor-funded activities.
Great to have you here for the final hour, and it's going to be an exciting one.
As we talk about music therapy, we're going to go back to the guys in the band over there.
The guys in the band, the boy band.
The boy band. They're no One Direction, but they're all right, Matt and Steph.
Well, yeah, not One Direction. I get that. We could be, right? Or maybe we're a few directions, right? We're all over the place. We're all over the place today.
Every direction. That's us.
Because we need you to donate. That's why today we have a couple of things. So we had a great donation, $1,000, a Love for Reese Foundation. You just heard from Leah and from Bryce too. They've started a foundation in Reese's honor, and they brought $1,000 today too.
And we also had someone on the phone. Valerie, thank you so much for your $500 donation that you made in the honor of Max Keeping, one of the former anchors here at CTV Ottawa. Really appreciate it. The number's on the screen. Back to the desk.
All right, thank you guys. Well, there have been incredible advances in cancer treatment and surgeries.
Let's meet Parker, who underwent intense treatment and chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery to remove cancerous bone in his leg.
Parker is energetic, athletic. Jackie Perez tells us how Parker's surgery allows him to realize his dreams.
Parker McDonald loves being on the go. You can find him on the hill snowboarding, on the pitch kicking around a soccer ball, or on the ice as a member of the South Stormont Selects hockey team.
We're a pretty active family and a lot of sports.
That all changed in August 2022.
Parker woke up one morning, August 2022, with a bump under his knee. Wasn't complaining of pain or anything, so I took him to Emerge thinking he had like a bug bite, and they quickly realized it was something different.
Tests at CHEO confirmed Parker had an aggressive form of cancer that grows in the bones.
Our lives changed instantly. It was the hardest day of our life.
Hearing the word your son has cancer, hearing that, I mean, just shatters you.
Listen to your chest, okay?
They met with a team of doctors, including CHEO oncologist Dr. Ravina Ramphal.
We had to explain to Parker and his mom and dad that this was a type of tumor called Ewing sarcoma and that it required treatment with chemotherapy.
Parker would also need to undergo life-altering surgery. Doctors felt he was the right candidate for a rotation-plasty.
So rotation-plasty is where you have to remove the tumor from the leg. Purpose, right? But then you try to preserve as much of his leg as possible. So what you have to do is take the leg, shorten it, turn it halfway around where the ankle becomes the knee. They still need a prosthesis, but it's a shorter prosthesis that lets them run, jump, play, get back into sports.
Suddenly, the McDonald's life centered around Parker's admissions, which were not always easy.
It was a very tough time for all of us. I mean, we come from a place where we weren't familiar with anyone who had cancer, the treatments and all that were all new to us.
But they had support from CHEO's child life specialists.
I mean, I can't thank Child Life more for making him smile through such a tough time. It's nice to have another set of hands there to help, you as well as him and make him laugh and smile through that whole process.
The 9-year-old is nearing the end of his treatment.
We asked a lot of him and he rose up to the challenge. His walking may not be exactly the way it was before he had the treatment, but we've got him back to the point where he's enjoying life again and he's just a regular kid, and that's the aim.
Thanks to CHEO, Parker has his life back.
You want to say thank you to CHEO or anyone?
Everybody in Far North and Child Life, and Dr. Smith and Dr. Warrior for doing my surgery, and Dr. Ranfall for seeing all my scans.
None of this is possible without other people's support, without donations from our supporters in the community to help provide these services for these children here at CHEO and provide world-class care.
And Parker is here with us, his parents, Stephanie and Matt as well, and big sister Kylie. Can we all just say what we're thinking, like how amazing is your leg and how amazing is your ability to move the way you do? That is so cool. Love that. A year and a half ago you had your surgery?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the toughest thing about first kind of figuring it out with a different knee, like an ankle that's a knee, really, and then putting on this prosthetic? Was it tough, or it looks like you're just going like nobody's business?
At the start, it was a little tough.
Yeah. But you learn quickly?
Yeah.
And now you like to play sports?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very athletic guy. So what's your favorite sport to play?
Hockey.
And I go, hockey, wow, that sounds tough too. But your mom was like, oh no, he just throws a skate on there. Is there a big challenge in playing hockey after the surgery compared to before?
A little bit at the start, but I still am not as fast, but I'm doing one-on-one hockey training to try to get better.
Working on those speed drills. Love that. That's amazing. Obviously, you must be so proud of him and how adaptable he is.
It's been amazing to watch the things that he can do. We thought he would struggle, but I mean, he proves us every day that he's unstoppable and the things he can do. It's just, he's amazing. We're so proud of him.
Matt, do you think that comes from you guys a little bit as well, kind of letting him know that, he can do whatever he wants to do?
Absolutely, yeah. He's a go-getter. There's no slowing him down.
You knew there was no stopping him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Kylie, what do you think about your brother? Are you kind of amazed at his young age at what he's been able to do?
He's so awesome. He's like the bravest person I know. He's like my personal superhero.
Oh, that's really beautiful. That's really nice. You probably wish that you could kind of take some of it away from him,
definitely.
right, when you're the older sister?
I always wish that it could have been me, but there's no better person to take through the challenges because he's so brave and he could do anything he puts his mind to.
What's the most fun you guys have together when you're hanging out, the two of you?
We have a lot of fun playing on the trampoline together or like playing video games.
Does everyone think that your leg is super cool? Do your friends go like, wow, that's amazing? Yeah, they all think you're a superhero too, I bet. Yeah. What are the biggest challenges now and going forward? You said this is already the second prosthetic.
Yes.
He's growing, obviously, and
Yeah.
just a young guy and moving all over the place. What are the challenges for you as a family to sort of adapt going forward?
Well, the next step for him, I know that his goal is to perfect running. So he does a lot of physio with that. And getting him back into house league with hockey, that's his goal. So we're just here to support whatever Parker wants to do next. I mean, he's proven he can do everything. So right now he's doing hockey training. And hopefully this fall he'll be back to playing sports that he loves the most.
What do you feel when you see him out there on the rink or running or through the hallways like we saw in that piece? What are you feeling as a mom?
Just amazed. I mean, it's a blessing. A year and a half ago, we didn't think he'd be able to do all these things, especially during his treatment. I mean, it seems so far away. So watching him skate and run and be back at school with his friends and recess, and I mean, it's been really nice to see him be a kid again.
You got to meet someone else who'd gone through something similar to what you had gone through, and both of you helped by CHEO. What would you like to say to the people at CHEO or the doctors at CHEO? Do you have a message for them today at all, Parker?
Thank you for saving my life.
That's pretty beautiful. That's a wonderful message, and we so appreciate all of you out there who have helped CHEO to do what they do, and we're going to continue to help them right now with a miracle match.
This miracle match is sponsored by Javesco.
One of our loyal viewers and listeners just texted me. Nora donated $25. Thanks so much, Nora. Let's go to Stefan Keys for more of those kinds of donations.
Thank you so much, Graham. This is the time where you can actually double your donation. We are going to start the clock very shortly. I'll tell you when we're going to hit go. But we want to thank Javesco for continuing to support CHEO. Corporate sponsors are helping out quite a bit, but also you can help out too. Dial the number on your screen, 613-730-CHEO or 2436. And we're going to start the clock right now. And I think, Matt,
Steph, it's time to go. We're jumping on the couch because we need to get all of the energy going right now. We're jumping, we're excited. I took my shoes off, bosses, don't worry. It's a great couch, it's good for bouncing, but hey, it's time to go because come over to the board with us. It's 613-730-CHEO, 613-730-2436. Here is the board. We showed it to you before. We're going to show it to you again because we're in our final hour. If you donate $25 in the next minute and 35 seconds, it's going to turn into $50. If you donate $100, it's going to turn into $200. No matter what you donate, $5, $10, no matter what it may be, it's going to double it right now. Again, thanks to Javesco. Give is in their name. Did you know that? It's actually in their name when you can spell it like that. That's how you spell it, not how you say it. We've been confused, but that doesn't matter. Just call the number on your screen right now because we need you to double your donation. Right now. Right now. Where's Stefan? Where did he go?
I'm here.
He's back there. Back up. We got to go back quickly. I got to get right in your face, right in your face. Right now. The phones are ringing right now, too. That's a good sign. Thank you.
Well, how much time? Oh, just a minute.
Oh, okay. We're just getting you there?
Yeah, we're just going to get this way. Right,
we're going to get right there. You never know what it's going to be.
56 seconds, 55 seconds.
People need to be on the phones. Jason's on the phone.
Busy.
Wait, you're busy? Right, busy. Are we busy? Yes. Mark's busy. Mark's busy. Got some good donations, Mark?
Absolutely.
Excellent. It's good to go right now. Mark is on the phone right now, but we have lots more people standing by to take your call. The number is there, 613-730-CHEO. We just need you to call because we're going to double it. Now is the time to do it. Lean, how much time do we have?
30 seconds or more left until the Spherical match. Please donate now.
Give now. Lean's on her bike too. We gotta go really quick, and you have to pick up your phone. It's very easy. Very easy. Call. Right. Go.
Yeah.
Are you dialing? I'm dialing. I'm dialing right now. 613-730-CHEO 2436. There it is. I'm gonna call the number right now. Look, see, I'm calling it right now. That number is on there. We're gonna talk to some. Wait. Hello.
I can't hear. Put on speaker.
Try your call again later. Maybe the lines are busy. Oh, that's excellent news.
Well, if that's happening,
keep trying.
CHEOtelethon.com.
Yeah, and keep trying. Thanks to all of you that have jammed our lines right now. Fantastic. Okay, desk.
All right, thanks, guys. Another great miracle match. Fantastic atmosphere over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Loving the energy as we go back to Melissa, hanging out with some great kids. Melissa?
That's right. We have Parker on the nets this afternoon. Yep. He is making some baskets. And, of course, the chaos continues here in the Kids Zone. And I'm joined with Everly and her aunt, Amanda. Thank you so much for coming on today. Amanda, can you kind of give us a little synopsis of Everly's story? Because she's still seen at CHEO quite frequently.
Yes, she is. Yes. So Everly was born with a condition called CCHS, so it's central congenital hypoventilation syndrome, which essentially means that when Everly falls asleep at night, she stops breathing. So she's on full life support every night with a ventilator at home. When Everly was born, nobody knew exactly what was happening to her. So it was a little scary at first, but CHEO swung into the rescue, and it's been a success story ever since. Hey, Evie?
And now,
Yeah.
Everly, you just did the Million Reasons Run. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
It's to raise CHEO to help CHEO.
I love that. And how many kilometers did you run? Do you remember?
5 kilometers.
And you did it all in one stretch. That's incredible. And who was running beside you?
Mom.
Your mom. And what's your favorite part about going to CHEO?
The gift shop?
The clown is standing right beside you.
You don't have to say it's me. It's all good. It's all good. We have fun.
I heard you sang a song with Zed, the clown.
I did.
You did? Was that fun?
Yeah.
And talk about how the new facility is really going to benefit Everly.
Yeah, so because of Everly's condition, she sees a lot of different specialists at CHEO. So she's followed by complex care, which will directly be under the one door for care. So it won't be going all over the place to all different specialists. All of Everly's needs will be in one building, in one spot. So it's really going to benefit her and her care and us as her family and care team. So it's really wonderful.
Days like this truly matter
Absolutely.
to patients like
Yes.
Everly. And Everly, you have a big donation to make today. How much money are you donating?
100?
$100? That is a lot of money. I think the clown is ready to take it from you.
Maybe I can try.
Let's see if he can get it. He better not lose it.
You know, I got it.
But he better not put it in his pocket either.
No, never.
He looks like a trustworthy clown, right? Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for coming on today and joining us. Back to the desk.
All right, thanks so much, Melissa. We are here with another guest, Dr. Kim Boycott. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And you're a founder of Care for Rare. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Sure. Care for Rare is more than 10 years old now, and it's a national collaboration that is focused on understanding the causes of rare genetic diseases.
And we talked about AI a little bit earlier and how it was helping with figuring out who's going to come back to the ER with asthma and whatnot.
Right.
It seems to be AI is sort of making its way into a lot of different areas. Is it also impacting what you are doing right now?
Yeah, it really is. So, we've been very involved with the rare disease community over the years, and one of the things that the patients and families tell us is that they're invisible in the system until they get a diagnosis. And in Canada, the average time is about 7 years to get a diagnosis of a rare genetic disease, because there might be 1 or 2 people in Canada with it. And so what we did was take all of the electronic healthcare data that every night on like hundreds of kids is put in our warehouse and develop an AI algorithm that can identify kids who may have an undiagnosed rare genetic disease.
And how does it go about doing that?
Yeah, it's a good question.
I mean, I think I understand it, but it is culling thousands and thousands of data points to tell a story, right?
Yeah, hundreds of thousands actually.
Mm.
And it's telling the story based on things that are coded and put into the warehouse every night. So things like problem lists, diagnostic codes, what departments kids have seen, how often. So it's measuring health complexity.
And is this happening here and not anywhere else? Is this actually a world first?
Yeah,
at
it's a
CHEO?
first in world,
Wow.
actually.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty cool. I think it's cool. But we're focusing on kids with undiagnosed rare genetic disease, the kids who are invisible and missed. And we've made diagnoses so far. We've found 60 kids who likely have an undiagnosed rare genetic disease, and 2 of them are 17.
Pre-AI and pre-data mining, for lack of a better phrase for someone who's not very technical, how would you find those kids? What would you do to find those kids?
Well, normally the normal referral pathway would be from pediatrics to medical genetics, and we would see them based on referral. But sometimes these kids fall through cracks, and frontline providers don't recognize that might be what we're dealing with.
And in some ways, the data and the AI can catch those kids in a way that didn't exist maybe...
At 17.
Yeah.
At 17,
so they've gone a long time without...
Exactly. And so we've looked at over 260,000 records and identified about 60 kids that got missed in 18 years or so. But really, the cool part is about going forward.
Yeah.
So now it acts in real time every single night. The AI runs on the data warehouse, and it flags kids who are now currently in our system and may have an undiagnosed rare genetic disease, and lets the frontline providers know that maybe you can think about a referral and some genetic testing.
Excellent. Good stuff. We're going to talk to you more in just a little bit, but we have some more facts now from CHEO.
Rosie takes a closer look at care for rare. Rosie?
Yeah, I'm going to continue the conversation you just had with the good doctor. So CHEO started Care for Rare to identify rare diseases. Now, rare diseases affect about 1 million kids in Canada. CHEO researchers have helped identify more than 600 rare diseases since 2011. Back to the desk.
All right, good stuff, Rosie. Thank you so much. Well, getting a test in an MRI can be a bit scary, not just for kids. Getting little ones to sit still can certainly be a challenge.
Jackie Perez tells us about an innovation supported by donors to use virtual reality.
An MRI can be stressful for anyone, especially little ones who may have trouble sitting still. That's why it's crucial to have innovations like this here at CHEO. Now, to tell us more, we have Matthew Head. I'm going to hand that to you. Tell us more about this specific MRI.
What you're looking at right now is a one-of-a-kind clinic that is designed to empower children and families to show them that they have what it takes to do an MRI without the use of general anesthesia. Every child has the power. We just need to unlock it. And what we use is this virtual reality simulation to help them walk through it, to educate the families, to work with them, to show them that they can do what it takes. So far, we are the only clinic that is operating. CHEO is the leading forefront of this. No other hospital has taken it to this level so far. And we're actually running at a 100% success rate. We have had 30 champion kids go through this.
And when you say you walk them through it, when this gets booted up, what do they see and how do you prepare families?
So of course, when you want to work with kids, you have to have something that's a little bit fun. So we've designed this, or worked with a company who's designed this software. So it's a fun, ice-breaking environment. We play a little game with them up front, and then we teach them what it's like to go through an MRI. A little avatar is going to walk them through this process. It's an astronaut in a robot, and shows them that they like this is fun. They go through it, and then the child will actually get to practice an MRI themselves in a safe and comfortable environment where they're in control.
So we talk about the children really being empowered after they go through this virtual MRI. Tell us their reaction when they are getting ready for those scans.
Well, first of all, I'm going to start by saying they typically run out of here, not because they're scared, but because they're excited. They're running towards the MRI department. They're ready to go. They know that they can do this, and they're excited to show everybody that they can. The families, they know exactly what to expect. It's such a positive experience.
Well, thank you so much, Matthew. Now, without this technology, thanks to your donor support, it wouldn't allow kids to be kids or allow that comfort for the patients here at CHEO. We'll take it back to studio.
More great stories from Jackie.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're hearing, some of that terminology at the forefront. We heard Dr. Poycott talk about a world first and cutting edge and that research. And we heard earlier about how everything is so connected, and these dollars are going to make that happen and keep CHEO at the forefront.
Whether it's rare disease or AI or oncology or mental health or all the different areas that, the researchers at the CHEO Research Institute are exploring and creating new diagnoses, new treatments every day, not only for the kids here, but around the world, as you've heard. It's just important to remember that the Research Institute exists because of support from the community. So if you're wondering where your dollars go, that's a perfect example of how it's supported.
Right there. And very quickly, before we get to this break, you wanted to mention the picnic.
I do want to mention the picnic. We're bringing back the Teddy Bear Picnic. So Telethon this week, next weekend, June 16th, Father's Day, Teddy Bear Picnic, Canada Aviation and Space Museum.
Half an hour left in the CHEO Telethon.
This hour of the CHEO Telethon is brought to you by Modern Niagara, transforming ideas into world-class physical spaces.
And we are counting down the final half hour of the 2024 CHEO Telethon.
Moving quickly, but there's still time to call. Make your donation count. Our phone bank is back. They are ready to take your donations over there. Yeah, they were born ready. We are going to check in again with Jackie Perez, of course, and our phone bank hosts, Matt Scooby and Stefan Keys, are going to try to get you to get online and get calling and all of that. I think it's working, you guys.
I think so.
I think so as well. I think it's working really well, almost too well. Matt, The phones are jammed?
I'm literally trying still to get through.
Thanks, guys.
We have people, like the phones, we have 50 people waiting in the queue. If you can't get through, you want to donate online, CHEOtelethon.com. But we're rolling through it. Keep calling, but it's just like, it has been very, very busy here over the last little bit.
And then you just whip out your camera, right? That QR code on the screen. You can go there. That helps out. You don't have to remember anything. You just need to whip it out, go there, back to the desk.
All right, that's great, guys. And we're going to head back to the Kids Zone with Melissa Lamb. Melissa is getting ready to talk to us in a very busy Kids Zone. Melissa?
That's right. The Kids Zone is, it's actually a little bit quiet. We only have Asher here right now, and he's actually very, very well behaved and quiet. So I'm going to get some parenting tips from Matt Scooby coming up after the show. But also coming up, we're going to be talking to Fatoumata. She's going to be graduating from CHEO in just a few short months. So we're going to kind of learn more about her story, her diagnosis, and everything that she loves about CHEO. Yeah, we're talking all about fashion and makeup and hair over here. So for now, we're going to send him back to the desk.
All right, thank you very much. Melissa, Steve.
It's not because Matt's a better parent. It's because Melissa's actually with her own kids.
Yeah, that's right.
They're never good for
And Asher's like just hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah,
How you doing? There he is. There he is. Awesome. Steve Reed is here with us, CEO of the foundation, obviously. And what a day it's been, and what a 2-week period it's been.
Absolutely. I mean, we love it. It's a chance to bring the community in and see a little bit about what we do at CHEO and the Research Institute, Roger Nielsen Children's Hospice, and tell some stories about how impactful the community support has been to the lives of kids like you've met all day today.
And we have loved that opportunity to do this and to get out in the community and see some of those events. You mentioned the picnic being back and all of that. It's one of the highlights certainly on the calendar. You get to meet some of those families who are so wonderful.
It's a great part of our job is to have a chance to meet some of these amazing families, and we're always amazed at how willing they are to help us do this sort of thing and share their story. Sometimes some very difficult stories, but stories that they're quite willing to share and help us make sure the public really understands how important CHEO is to the community and how the support is to the work we do at CHEO.
And we've been spending a lot of time this telethon and over several years now actually talking about the future, the demands on the hospital and where it's going. Can you just talk again a bit about that and remind people where their dollars are needed?
Yeah, so the next 50 years, we just celebrated our birthday, of course, and the next 50 years I think are going to look quite a bit different. We're seeing a real increase in the population of kids and youth in this area. So what it's meant for us is that as proud as we are of the work that takes place for the kids that can get through the doors, we know that there's some that can't get in. We know the wait times are long. We know access to care is a challenge. So we need to grow. We need to grow our programs. We need to grow our staff. We need to grow our physical space. And for that, we're going to need some support from the community. So we've talked a lot about the integrated treatment center that's going to go on our new campus. That's going to happen soon. We're going to see construction begin around this time next year, we think. We're going to build the parking garage first. So if you drive by the CHEO campus, you'll see cranes and you'll see some activity, but it's the parking garage. And once that gets built, then we'll be able to get to work on the integrated treatment center.
You're as excited about this as Alex is.
Certainly, absolutely. Well, I think anybody that can see the benefit for the kids ahead is excited by the project.
And it's been a long time. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've just like most institutions, when you're built 50 years ago, you adjust, and then there are times when you need massive infrastructure injection and a really big rebuild, and that seems to be now.
Yeah, it is now, and I think we've done a lot in the short time recently to try to address the population growth. We've partnered with agencies in the area. We've retrofitted and built some capacity into the building and the facilities we have, but it's time to grow.
We're surrounded by teddy bears in here,
Mm-hmm.
lots of them all over the studio. We try to talk about what happens at CHEO and illustrate it a little bit by chatting with our families. I always think it's amazing for the kids when they get out to the CHEO Teddy Bears picnic and they get to sort of see for themselves the care that goes into looking after a much loved little creature. It's wonderful as those bears and other stuffed animals are getting looked after and cared for. Highly suggest maybe for guys like Matt and other parents out there who haven't had a chance to be a part of that you want to take that in this year, because it's a wonderful experience with your kids. They've all got a stuffy that they love, Matt, and there's a
Stefan's got one there right now.
Size one.
Well, listen, we've run into a friend over here, Graham and Patricia, who wants to say hi, who is asking everyone to keep making donations here in the last half hour. Hello, CHEO Bear.
Hi, Matt.
And tell us what we need to do or what the people need to know this last 20 minutes or so.
Well, you just need to give. You need to call the number on your phone, on your screen, 613-730-2430. CHEO. That spells CHEO.
CHEO right there too. You can donate CHEOtelethon.com. The phones are very busy behind us, so keep going. CHEO Bear is going to make the rounds around here, at least for this point, but we're running out of time. One more miracle match coming at you here very shortly. Let's go back to the desk.
Boy, that bear's voice is very familiar.
Familiar, a little deeper than what we're
Yeah, a
used
little
to.
deeper, usually up very early in the morning and on the air, maybe? Okay.
Those bears, of course, provide a lot of comfort for kids, but feelings of anxiety and depression, we know, can quickly become overwhelming for kids, especially as they get older. There are mental health resources at CHEO that can help kids find ways to cope and manage some of those thoughts.
For one Ottawa preteen, Lou, it's allowing them to live their passion on stage. Leah LaRocque has Lou's story.
Lou Oudhoff is a spunky, lively 12-year-old who loves dancing and theater.
The thing I like about theater is it's kind of just really fun.
But they didn't always feel like that. A few years ago, they faced mental health struggles, including anxiety and depression.
I just kind of stopped existing for a while and just kind of stopped feeling because I felt so sad.
Scary and alarming thoughts started to creep in.
So angry, and I feel just so horrible that I'm just gonna stop feeling, that I'm just gonna not.
Yeah.
Like, not be alive. Well, I'd be alive, but like, I just need a time out from existence, because like existence as a whole can sometimes be a lot.
No knitting.
That's when their mom reached out for help.
I think that's one of the hardest parts of being a parent is seeing your kids struggle.
But the demand for mental health services is high, and the wait list can be long. Lou waited 6 months, finally getting help in November of 2022.
From the moment the doors of CHEO kind of opened, it was such a relief. There is support available. There's medication that can help you out, help you get back on your feet, and there's coping mechanisms that can help you too.
Since the last time we spoke, you had some homework to do for group.
Lou underwent dialectical behavioral therapy, or DBT, group support sessions led by Dr. Neil Gottile.
When people seek out mental health services, it takes an enormous amount of courage.
Providing a toolbox of coping strategies, including sensory aids and healthy patterns.
The accept skill. How did you find that? How is that working for you?
Good.
So imagine you're trying to teach skills related to managing your emotions, distress tolerance, which is a way of saying when you're in the middle of a crisis, how can you manage to make it through without making it worse? And you're doing it together with your parents.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
Let's see.
That is super cute.
Oh, that is fantastic. Look at that.
Lou now finds joy in spending time with their siblings and acting, with dreams of taking on some very big roles.
I would be Elphaba from Wicked.
But their most important role is telling others that they aren't alone with CHEO.
I kind of wanted them to know, like, hi, for some of you, I was in the same place as you, and I'm here now, and I'm doing fabulous.
Oh, and Lou is here with their family. Very happy to have you here with us today. Your mom, Rose, as well, and your siblings are here as well. Ayura and Narayan as well. Thank you so much for being here. A lot of tough days, right? A lot of kids relate to what you were talking about there and how tough it has been. Are things starting to get a little better when you find someone maybe you can connect with, like a Dr. Gottile? Is that helping you?
Yeah, it's helping a lot. I think it's just getting much better. Like, I'm getting a lot happier and stuff because of it's just I'm just getting more happy now.
That's wonderful to hear. There's a lot of kids who experience anxiety. They would find it really tough to come and do something like this, what you're doing today. This is really awesome that you do this, because then other kids hear that and other families hear that, and that's really meaningful for them. So I think it's really cool. Was it kind of tough to get yourself in that mode to come here? Or?
I was told there would be snacks, so not really.
There you go. That's the only reason any of us are here as well.
Exactly.
Now, Rose, you guys moved. It was a big move from
Yes.
Norway a couple
Yes.
of years ago. That must have been a tough transition
Yes.
for the whole family, and then you're navigating what is a really tough age for your kids as well. Tell me about finding CHEO and finding some of the help that they could offer.
It was actually, I was quite impressed when we first came here to see how much mental health is a part of the health system as well. And so we actually started searching for our youngest son first because he's autistic. So we came to Crossroads. And Crossroads actually said, like, well, if you ever need any mental health care for your children, just reach out to us. And we did that. And then we talked with Crossroads, with Eluin, and actually came to the conclusion in the intake that Lou needed more help than what was available at Crossroads. So we were kind of invited to go to One Call, One Click, or One Click, One Call. And that got the ball rolling. It took a while before we actually got into CHEO mental health. The wait list was long.
Yes.
And that was actually, I think that was the toughest part of the whole ordeal, was waiting to get help. But once we got in the door at CHEO, it's just been phenomenal. From like the nurse practitioner that's been helping out with medication to a family group therapy, through the social workers overseen by Dr. Gothal, and the one-on-one sessions. It's just been a full package.
And that's the part of this that is kind of more unique. It really impacts the whole family. You mentioned your younger sibling is upstairs. You've got your older siblings here as well. You try to be there probably to talk to Lou and whatnot, but that's a lot of weight on you guys as you're dealing with new stuff as well. How has sort of that group therapy been, or just having some idea of how to help? Has that been good for you, for the two of you?
I mean, it's nice to have like a starting point for helping someone out, because often when you have someone who has mental health issues, it's kind of difficult to figure out. There's so much to start, but we learned some strategies where we could help Lou as much as like we could, and we had starting points, and then Lou could tell us like that helps, that doesn't help, and we could build off of that, and that was really useful, because a lot of the time you're really overwhelmed with what you're meant to do, but when you get those kind of guidelines, then it's really helpful to like start and then keep going.
This is a huge conversation. We only had a tiny bit of time with you. Would appreciate you all coming out and talking to us a little bit. Thank you so much. We are down to our last 15 minutes here in the CHEO Telethon.
It's the final 15, just 15 minutes left. This miracle match is brought to you by DL Building Materials.
And let's head over to Stefan Keys for one of our miracle matches again. Stefan?
Graham, time really flies when you're having fun. Just 15 minutes left, and we want you to give because it is Miracle Match time. DL Building Materials is our Miracle Match sponsor for this final push. Nicholas is here with us. Nicholas, tell us a little bit more about why you are doing this.
Yeah, hi, Stefan. Well, first of all, thank you for having me. We're really thrilled to be a Miracle Match sponsor once again this year. Supporting CHEO really aligns with our values at DL, like building relationships and having a great relationship with our clients. So we're really proud to support this great cause, and so grateful to have a world-class facility like CHEO right here in our community in Ottawa. So it's heartwarming to see how this events really bring the people together. So thank you for this opportunity and to make the life of the children better. So. Now let's get on to match those donations, and we're all together better. So
that's right. You've been doing this for many, many years, so we want to thank you for your ongoing support of CHEO. We've started the clock. I think I heard some music in my ear. Matt Scooby, partner in crime.
Yo, we got the balloons.
Where are you?
We need to have a celebration because it's the final miracle match, and you know what? The phones are jammed, but call right now. We have staff jumping on everywhere right now in order to take your phone call. 613-730-CHEO. 613-730-2436. Doubling donations. He's coming. He's coming. Look, he found some balloons too.
613-730-CHEO-2436.
Now! Call now. It is
90 seconds. It
last
will double the donation.
chance. Sorry, Catherine. Sorry, Catherine.
Under that.
People are trying to do work, and that's okay.
Are you hurting people? We need these volunteers.
We're just distracting them. But they're focused, serious people right now. We're yelling. We've been yelling at them, and they've been super into it all
we
day.
made her laugh. She's laughing
Taking
now.
all of your calls. Where's Catherine? Sorry. There's Catherine. Hi, Catherine Cooligan. It's me. Tell them I say hi right back and keep taking donations. We're working. We're making it work. They're calling right now.
She needs to end this call so she can do another and double their donation.
1
minute?
1 minute,
1 minute
left. It is your final chance to double your donation.
We want a party.
Right now. We want a party. All these balloons. We're gonna have a nice big celebration here to really celebrate our last 2 weeks and how generous you have been and our entire community. Talk to Mark. We got people calling in from all over the place.
Right.
Perth, Carlton Place, Long Sault,
Holy.
all around Eastern Ontario. Now is your chance. And
Yes,
we're
you
still
gotta
coming
do it.
at you. We're not gonna stop yelling at you
No.
till you pick up the phone.
That's right.
Right now. That's how close we are. We are so close right now. Adrian, Vivian, how much time do we have?
How much time left?
Yes, 30 seconds after this miracle match. Time to make a donation to CHEO.
Make a donation. Come on.
If that cuteness doesn't get you,
Be like
come
Adrian and
on.
Vivian.
We love them so much.
Definitely.
Thanks to all of our kids who have helped us out today. And you know what? The biggest thank you? To you.
To you.
All of you have
That's
made
right.
this a wonderful day. The phones have been jammed. Keep calling though.
That's right.
All of a sudden.
And that's time.
That's
Hopefully you
it.
got your donations in. You're calling from all over because CHEO serves people from all over. As far as Attawapiskat, up to the desk.
These guys are great. The kids are better, but those guys are great.
Yeah, the kids are just a little bit cuter, but not a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Melissa was showing us her basketball skills earlier,
Yes.
trying to be a champion in there, but actually with a real CHEO champion right now, Melissa.
I sure am. I'm with the 2024 CHEO champion. We have Fatima Diallo. It's so great to have you here.
I'm so glad to be here.
What was it like for you to be named the 2024 champion?
I was very excited because I get to talk about CHEO and I get to talk about the impact they've had on my life, which is obviously very huge. So I was super excited to have this honor, and it's been great.
And tell us about your journey with CHEO, because you've been there for almost a decade.
Yes. Well, I was born with sickle cell anemia, and I've basically been dealing with sickle cell since I was a baby, and I started going to CHEO when I was about 9.
Yeah.
So I've been there since then, and I just go for procedures, transplants, big things.
Your transplant was a big journey for you as well, right?
Yeah, that was the biggest part of my CHEO journey, because I think before COVID, I started having a lot of procedures happen. I had some infections, I had heart surgery, I had a blood clot, and all that added to one was a big problem for me. So in order to beat my sickle cell, we decided to have a bone marrow transplant, which is the only cure for sickle cell, and my sister was my donor. And it was a huge process that took a year to recover. I mean, I'm still not fully recovered, and I'm so grateful for all the care that I've received at CHEO. I think in the beginning of my transplant, I used to go there 3 times a week sometimes.
Wow.
And now I only go once a month.
Yeah.
So that I haven't really been sick from sickle cell for 2 years now.
That's incredible. And now you're going to be graduating from CHEO very shortly.
Yeah.
In just a couple months in December when you turn 18.
Yeah.
What do you want to say to the doctors and nurses and all the staff at CHEO?
I mean, what do you say to people who have saved your life over and over again for so many years? I get really emotional when I talk about this because CHEO has been my family for the past decade, and they just mean so much to me. They've saved my life countless times, and they've been a huge support system throughout my whole entire journey. So there's really no words for
donations like today really, really do matter.
Truly, because I think when people think about CHEO, they think it's all funded by the government, but most of the things that we have at CHEO, like child life, sometimes even these procedures that I go on that cost a lot of money, they're all funded by donors, and programs like the Telethon and stuff.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And I
Thank
know you
you.
want to be a journalist, so might have a future broadcaster right here in our studio today.
Totally.
Grant, Patricia.
Totally, exactly. She's excellent.
I
well
totally
said.
believe that. I met her a few years ago to do a story, and her sister was doing a lot of the talking for her then. She was quite a bit shyer. No sign of that now.
No
just
problem with
representing
live TV now.
CHEO really, really well, as do Steve Reed and Alex Munton, president of CHEO, who is rejoining us here again. And we've been talking throughout the last few hours about the need and about the expansion and about kind of right-sizing what is happening at CHEO. Remind us of what that means.
Well, for a whole lot of years, while the children's population was growing and while we were seeing increases in all kinds of illness, from childhood cancer to mental health to diabetes, we were in a period of restraint and austerity, and so the organization didn't grow at the same rate as the need. And so now we're kind of in catch-up mode, and that means expanding our facility, and we've talked about some of the exciting changes coming within the existing building, as well as the addition of the Integrated Treatment Center, and expanding our programs, launching whole new programs, running more clinics, running more ORs, reaching out into the community more. And all of that obviously requires support and investment, and we're so grateful, always so grateful. This is, for us, a day of gratitude every year for all the support from across the community to help us do that work and meet those needs.
See, I'm always struck, Steve, by the, we talked about it in years past, like the big corporate backing, which is so important. But those little things, like we've had calls from people, $20, $5, $10. Talk a bit about that small contribution and what a difference that can make as well.
Well, certainly, you're absolutely right, and I think that's what we're doing this year, is to try to put a bit more of a spotlight on that aspect of the telethon success. And I think what we've come to realize is, while we've been reporting some really big numbers in past years because of the big corporate support we've got, some of the big, I mean, these are the golf tournaments, the galas, the school groups, as well as the big Ask at the Cash campaigns for some of our big Children's Miracle Network partners like Walmart and Costco and so on. So what we're finding, though, is that it was getting lost a little bit how much support we were getting throughout this telethon campaign. So the people that are picking up the phone and dialing in, that are going online and making contributions, looking at the stories, responding this week and to this weekend to the telethon itself. So what we're doing this year is trying to put a bit more of a spotlight on that, because, as you say, those smaller contributions add up and become part of the large amount that we can provide to the hospital.
And it helps connect with people, right, Patricia? And, people feel an ownership of the hospital.
Absolutely. I love the donations that come in from kids who are saying, this is my allowance, or this is what I've earned at a lemonade stand, and they feel like they are a part of that as well.
And almost all of those kids have either been patients, or siblings been patient,
Yes.
or they've a kid in their class has been a patient. That's the thing, right? It's just the impact is in every single part of our community.
And as you say, this is about not just an ask, but about saying thank you as well. And we are going to be doing that in a big way in just 5 minutes.
The clock is ticking.
It's the final 5, just 5 minutes left. Here we go.
CHEO staff serve patients and their families in many ways in 2 official languages.
Rosietta has one more fact. Rosie?
I certainly do. Okay, so the French language plays a certain part, a central part of CHEO's services, and I'm going to say it in French here, les patients et leurs familles francophones peuvent s'attendre à être servis en français. You can expect to be served in French at CHEO, all of the French-speaking francophone patients and their family members. Back to the desk.
French might have come in handy in Montreal for Rosie.
Excellent, Rosie. Yeah.
Well, CHEO researchers, of course, look at cancer in the lab and at the bedside.
Some scientists consider biology by analyzing tumor biopsies, and others determine which virus therapies can wipe out cancer cells. Here again is Jackie Paris.
We switched up locations now, and we're here at U Ottawa. Take a look at this fish behind me. It's all part of this groundbreaking research being done by CHEO Research Institute. Now, to tell us more, we have Dr. Jason Berman. Doctor, just tell us more about what this fish has to do with your research.
Well, here we're located at the University of Ottawa in the zebrafish core.
Literally, there are thousands of these small tropical fish surrounding us here, and we use these fish to study childhood cancer and rare genetic disorders.
When you get kids who experience treatment with cancer, it can be tough on the families, it can be tough on the child alone. How does this differentiate from all of that?
So we're trying to find new treatments for childhood cancer. We've made great headway in improving the care for children with cancer, but it's at a high cost. Most cancer is treated with chemotherapy, which is very nonspecific and associated with many side effects in childhood survivors, and sadly, we don't cure all children with cancer. Here, we're trying to better understand childhood cancer by sequencing children's tumors, knowing what genes are causing those cancers, and then taking those genes from those cancers and putting them in the fish where we can actually see in real time what's happening. We can treat those fish with drugs and find new and better treatments.
The great thing about this is that the kids and the family and the caregivers, they have a chance to see this in real time, get that firsthand experience. Does that make a difference? And what does that make a difference for you and your researchers?
Yeah, that's really critical. I think for our patients and families, because, I'm also a clinician. I also look after children with cancer. And I think it's really inspiring for them. It brings hope to families to see this research happening in their own backyard, that they know that they're contributing to improving care for their child and future children. And so we bring them into the lab, they see the fish, they can see their own cancer cells circulating in these transparent zebrafish. I think it's really empowering and really exciting for them, but also it's really important for the researchers, for our research teams, for our students, for our technicians to be able to see that there's a patient at the other end of the microscope.
Absolutely, and those researchers, the operational costs, the equipment, all of that wouldn't be done or couldn't be done without community support, without donor support. And with your help, you can help give the best outcome for kids with cancer. I'll take it back to studio.
Fantastic work, Jackie.
Thank you,
What a great
Jackie.
day for her.
A great day. We're getting very close to this year's telethon total. Before that, though, Graham, we have a bit of explaining to do.
About this number, Steve, people just tuning in, they want to see the big reveal, and you've changed things a little bit, and it's perhaps a more accurate snapshot of what this 2-week campaign has meant.
Yeah, we think so. I think so. In the past, viewers of the telethon will know that we've celebrated fundraising that's taken place in the 12 months that led up to the telethon, and that's been some big numbers because we've had some great support from some of the corporate and community events that have taken place all year long. But what we found kind of got lost in all of that was the people that were donating during the telethon, that are answering the stories, listening to the great stories that are being told throughout the telethon, picking up the phone, calling in, going online, making donations. And in that, you may recall 12 million we showed last year. In that 12 million last year, 610,000 came from people donating during the telethon.
Okay, so yes, 12 million was the big number we showed, but there's that number that you were just referring to.
Right, exactly. So we want to look at that as our goal for this year. So 610,000 was the response from our amazing community during the telethon last year, and we're going to find out soon enough here if we've exceeded that.
And that's an extraordinary number for 2 weeks.
Is it ever?
That's an incredible number for 2 weeks, and we are going to take a look at how we've done this year.
Yes. Well, we've got the whole crowd here ready for this countdown as we get set to announce it. Here it goes in 10.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4,
2, 1, 1, 1, 1.
And there is the number. Wow, $720,600.
Love it.
There we go.
Amazing.
That is a fantastic number.
I think we all managed to get the streamers to work.
The streamers even work.
In celebration here, so good. And I mentioned earlier that Alex Munger refers to this as a chance to say thank you to the community, which we are doing as we celebrate, but you maybe want to say thank you directly to those people out there.
Absolutely, to every single person who has logged on, who's phoned in. Thank you for your support for CHEO's kids and families and for helping us deliver excellent care excellent care for every family that comes through our walls.
In excess of $720,000 for 2 weeks.
It's amazing, and that means that's that many more people making contributions, donations online, phoning in today, helping us do the things we do for the kids in the community.
Yeah.
Jumping online to find out about some of those kids who joined us here in studio, about our CHEO champion, and then we get a chance to sit down and meet some of them. Always an honor and a privilege to sit down with those families who share, despite having gone through some of the toughest stuff you wouldn't wish on any family, but they're going through it with the support of CHEO, with the support of Roger Nielsen Children's Hospice, which are just incredible assets here
And with
in
the
Ottawa.
support of the community, fundamentally, right? That's what's happening here.
Absolutely, and you know, it is just a wonderful feeling, right? Patricia and I deal with a lot of negative news out there, and what people tell us over and over and over again is when we do this, it really connects with people because they need a lift up, you know, and that's one of the wonderful things about this job and about this day is the fact that it's a celebration of the community and such a great institution.
About this city, Ottawa, and all of the regions around that are served by CHEO as well. Are we going to get a little bit more cheering going here as we
I think
end?
so.